Okay, welcome to Majete Wildlife Reserve in sort of south central Malawi. And the reserve straddles the Shire River, which you may recall is the same river that I was on at Luande National Park, the first park that I visited in Malawi. But as you can see, the river here has a very different character. In Luande, it was a very slow, meandering river. Here, you can see it's sort of a high gradient, fast-moving river with current and boulder strewn with islands, rock islands. Very different type of river here. And the reserve, again, sort of straddles this, but most of it is in the uplands adjacent to the river. So none of the, well, at least I haven't seen yet, any of this kind of low-lying floodplain with wetlands. It seems like the upland woodland kind of extends right down to the riverfront. Okay, this is Majete. More to come. Cheers. So this is another great look at the Nyala, the bull here, the male. And you can see how incredibly different he is from the females. He's probably twice the size and just totally different coloration and pattern on his coat. Really a beautiful antelope. Okay, cheers. I believe these Nyala are just eating the dead leaves, the fallen leaves. Best I can tell, that's what he's doing, just licking up the leaves. Need to import some of these guys to my property and have him clean up all of our fallen leaves for us. Okay, cheers. Here's the female Nyala. You can see how different she looks from the male. Kind of a beautiful chestnut coat with these vertical stripes. And looks like we got a whole family of them coming. Young one. Okay. An even younger one. There's a baby for you, Skylar. Where's your mommy? Okay. Mommy's coming up right behind. Keeping close tabs on her. Yep. And one more. Couple little families. I don't see a bull with this group though. Probably off in the brush somewhere. Alright, cheers.
Oh, there's also stripes on his back. You see?
Yeah, I do. You see a couple. Yeah. Some very faint stripes.
Yeah. So it was going all the time in the night to the sugar cane.
Oh.
In the night. Yeah. Like 30, 40 kilometers walk, up and down.
I think now would be a good
So
idea
that one
for
they
the
had to,
lions to
because it didn't stop. So then they have no other choice because it gets dangerous then.
Yes, and I think like the pack gets spread. I mean, the herd gets like others will go that way, others will go that way.
Yeah. So he was.
Well, if I was the alpha lioness, I'd be sending a few of my siblings around the back here, and then I would charge out from the other side of the pond and chase these guys right into my siblings. That's a pretty cool scene though, huh?
Yeah.
You got Impala, you got Nyala, you got Eland. We just need the bush buck to come in now.
There is people.
And then you have 4 dogs.
That would be very cool.
And then you can just... You see that?
Yes,
Papa?
Shoot Eland. Yes. You're not allowed to leave the place.
Eland! That's your herd here.
Yeah, I see it. But it's the female who's not coming, eh? It's the male one who gets on.
Dapper is die.
So Nyala, you haven't seen any because they're more, they don't live more.
Okay, I'm at one of the water holes with an observation hide at Majete. And I'm going to zoom in and show you who's here at the water hole, relaxing as they do most of the day, most of the time. So that's at least 10 lions. And that one in the middle, you may be able to see, has a GPS collar on it, on its neck. And that was a baboon issuing a warning call that, hey everybody, there's lions around, be careful. It's about a little after 4 p.m. These guys have probably gotten a drink, they're resting up, probably getting rested up for the night's activity, the hunt. More to come if they start doing anything. Cheers. So just a little follow-up. These are 2 males. They must be brothers, dominating this pride. And then there's 8 lionesses, 2 of which I can tell have collars, GPS collars. That one and another one in the back. Oh, I had this all to myself, but I hear another vehicle coming. So it looks like I'm going to be joined by some folks. All right, cheers. Another quick follow-up. After looking at these guys with my binoculars, that one there in the middle on the edge of the water, so on the left there on the edge of the water, that's a young male. Just has a little bit of a mane developing. So it looks like 2 adult males, 1 young male, and then maybe 7 lionesses. Okay, cheers. Okay, early stages of a hunt. Going out to scope it out.
Als zij besluit van nu gaan we iets aanvallen, dan moet de andere doen. Daar heb ik dat mannetje ook even op te halen.
Just gonna get a drink.
I wonder if they're more active because they're young males.
Little brotherly love there. Big shake, big yawn. And it's lie back down again.
Against it. You guys can sit here and enjoy it. You guys are ready. They want to do some change, put in some colors. So for you, if you want to, we can stay longer, see how they do it. And okay, he's welcoming us. So, but he's asking the permission if you're okay. Yeah. And if anyone doesn't want to.
These lions are being lured into a trap. They're going to dart one of them to put a collar on. Wildlife folks are putting a collar on another lion, and so they put a carcass out here and broadcast kind of a wailing, moaning cow. So all the lions, of course, heard that, got up and came over thinking there was a dying cow. And of course they found a carcass, so they mostly jumped on it and started eating it. Meanwhile, the wildlife people darted one of the lionesses. She went off into the woods and probably asleep at this point. And here comes the two males. And the one that's hobbling in right now
Would you like to come with us? We can go to I would love to.
has its back left foot has been okay, that male that came in that just basically displaced all the others foot amputated from a snare, apparently like a year ago, and the pride has been feeding him. He's one of two brothers, I guess, that run this pride, but he obviously can't hunt because he can only hobble around, but when they make a kill, he gets to come in and feed. Okay. The other vehicles have all left. Apparently, they're going to re-collar the lion that they just collared. But I decided to stay here with the pride and just see what happens here. These guys are still, of course, chomping down on whatever they fed them. Here comes one of the adult males there in the back. The other one with his missing hind foot is already on the carcass. Quite a traumatic experience to get collared. I guess the reward is you guys all get a free meal out of it. What's not clear to me is why they'd want to put another collar on one of the lions in this pride. They already have the two adult males, and then two of the lionesses collared. Seems excessively redundant to put yet another collar in this pride. Since the pride will move together as a pride, the males may go off on their own for a while, but seems like having two of the lionesses collared should be sufficient. So I'm not sure, unless they targeted a juvenile that they think could disperse, maybe a juvenile male. I'm not sure. They didn't tell us. Anyways, cheers. Okay, I'm at another waterhole in Majete. And as you can see, we got a big herd of buffalo. And when I stopped my engine, I spooked them a bit, so they all kind of started to stampede away, but this settled back down, and they'll probably all come back to drink here in a minute. And then we also got giraffe, who's much more cautious, and we'll see what she ends up doing. Now we just need a pack of wild dogs to spring out of the bush. Cheers. Lots of babies in this herd, which is a good sign that they're doing well. Some very young ones. check out this this big bull elephant that's coming into the waterhole. He is completely covered. I mean, I'm talking 100% of his body is covered with mud, wet mud. So this waterhole kind of drains into a little stream. It's not much of a stream really, but you can tell there's some wet mud area in the little drainage below the waterhole, and I think this guy has just been rolling in it from head to toe. I mean, normally I see them with, mud on part of the body, but he is 100% covered with kind of wet mud, which is pretty cool. And now he's going to come in for a legitimate drink. I don't know how he managed to get himself 100% covered with mud. I don't even know how you could roll in the mud and do that. You can hear him just sucking up the water with his trunk. He's just sucking up gallons of water into his trunk. You can hear it. Once he fills his trunk, there he goes. Very cool. So look who else decided to join the party. Well, actually, I'll show you who else. Let's see. Yeah. Giraffe. But also, where'd he go? Spotted hyena. Can't quite tell whether wants to come in for a drink. Maybe not sure, given the elephants there. I don't know. What's this guy gonna do? He just got startled by the elephant's grumble. He must be getting a drink there. There must be a little trickle of water going down there. Okay, more to come. This hyena's coming right towards me. Let's see what he does. Doesn't seem to be paying too much attention to me. This guy's still getting a drink. Boy, he must be taking in several hundred gallons of water. And our friendly giraffe back there just can't make up her mind whether she feels safe enough to come in for a drink. So she keeps pacing back and forth out there. Eventually she might realize it's safe and come in. Okay, cheers for now. A couple new additions to the party. Seen only a couple zebra here in the reserve, so it's nice to see them, but they are extremely cautious, very skittish. Take on them probably 15 minutes to come from the edge of the woods about 100 meters down to the waterhole, stopping every 2 or 3 steps to look, mostly towards me, very suspicious of this green dragon sitting over here. Oh, come on, you guys can do it. I won't hurt you, I promise. Well, maybe they'll turn away and come back later when I'm gone. We'll see. Alright, cheers. Okay, we've just been joined by the largest of all African antelope, the eland. A pair of them. They're also being cautious. Most of the animals are very cautious coming into the water holes. I guess they feel vulnerable to predators. No, I haven't given these guys their due attention. These warthogs that are fairly ubiquitous. But it's easy to take them for granted. But Sherry, if you're watching, I know these are special to you, so I'm going to put a little footage of warthogs coming to the waterhole in for you. Or maybe they're not going to go to the waterhole. Maybe they're going to go right past. We'll see. Yep. Just going to go around to the back side, maybe. Okay. Cheers. Just ran into these lions on the road. Obviously this is a young one here. Still has spots. Can't make up his mind. Thought he was going to move off and join his family, but nope. Decided to sit back down. Alright. What are you going to do now? I think this is a very young male. Oh, wow. I don't know, did you see that? It just regurgitated a pretty big pellet of some sort. Oh my gosh. Alright, there's no way I'm getting past this young guy unless I start the engine and spook him off a little bit. We'll see. I'll wait for a little while longer. Cheers. Okay. I've been sitting here for quite some time. This little guy doesn't seem to be going anywhere. His family is off in those bushes over there. Oh, you can just see an adult male there, and I can't tell if it's another male or a female to the right, but anyways, the rest of the family's in the bush just over the hill there. And my little guy here is just happy to sit there in the shade in front of my vehicle. Probably all day long. So I'm going to risk starting the engine, see what happens. I'll try to keep videoing here. I don't want to spook them too much, but let's see what happens. Okay. Didn't spook them too much, startled them a little bit. Let's see what happens if I start to go past them on the left here. Okay, that's a good boy. Yeah. All right, boy. Go see your family. Cheers. This is a water buck carcass that is about, 100 feet outside our campsite, next to the little water hole. And I have a feeling this animal was killed last night by the lion that I heard roaring for an hour or so this morning on this side of the campsite, and then moved off because this carcass wasn't here yesterday. So I think this animal was taken down at this water hole by that lion last night. Pretty cool. All right, bye.